This is a pedestrian bridge. It was really bad. There were certain sections that had already fallen to the ground. Originally, the property owners really didn't know what to do, so they ended up reinforcing the bridge temporarily with shoring, just so that it didn't fall in the meantime. And then essentially the owners spent about a year trying to figure out, like, all right, we need a company to do this. We ended up taking it over, and everything went really well. This is a large apartment building, so maintenance-wise, the staff here was rightfully so not wanting people to fall, so they're probably salting the ground pretty heavily, just because this is we get a mix of climates here in Cincinnati, so we're dealing with salt, freezing and thawing cycles. And doing that, it causes steel to rust, and then, it eventually causes the bridge to fail over time. I love our foundation stuff, but for me, I've done hundreds and thousands of them probably at this point. So for me, it's a unique challenge, just dealing with different vendors and establishing new relationships, and the engineering side of things is a little bit more exciting. There's not a local Cincinnati pedestrian bridge maker here. So there's different players involved that are from, different areas throughout the state. So that's a challenge in and of itself. The handrail, the decking, the waterproofing, the precast panels themselves, the shoring. There's a lot of different components that are involved. Combining them all into one system to sort of create this project was challenging. Donnelly concrete cutting. They did the horizontal cuts of the bridge so that it could be removed. You don't just call a crane and say, hey, come here this day. They have to know what they're picking up, how far away it is, where it's going, what type of weight they're dealing with, how that stuff's being picked up. Is it being, put in a basket, or is it being put in a sling? It's really where an experienced crane operator is critical and makes the project run not only safely, but smoothly for our people as well. Mac Industries was the company that manufactured the precast, and then they used all crane to set the precast, and they had a comfortable working relationship together. Once the deck was in place, that was then waterproofed by our company. It's a waterproofing membrane that gets put in between the two slabs, and then on top of that, there's a wear deck that is poured, which is a concrete slab on top of that deck. It's a wearable coat, so essentially, in 30 years from now, when that coat deteriorates, it can be removed and replaced. Ellesmere Ironworks, they manufactured the handrails. Once the concrete deck was poured, then the aluminum handrails were secured to the side to prevent that top penetration again, enabling that top coat to sort of behave like a waterproof blanket. The hardest part about this project was just the planning phase. If you put the time and the effort in beforehand, it makes the time on site run pretty smooth. This is a sort of a special circumstance where we don't want to ever have to have this work done again in any capacity, just because of the access it would take to get to it. We want to ensure that we're putting in the products that are going to stand the test of time.